Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to jump on really quick and talk about this full moon in Scorpio that just happened last night. And normally I'm not bothered by full moons or affected by full moons. And I used to actually think that it was total BS. But then I realized I was being affected by new moons. However, this particular full moon has been really exhausting me. It also is really making some old doubts, and I'm starting to see the peaks of a repeating pattern that I've had over, gosh, probably decades, but definitely I'd say since 2009. And what I wanted to share as I am coming out of my own meditation, prayer, reflection that I like to do in the mornings, it felt significant. So I wanted to share it with you all because I know I can't be the only one. And I'm not an astrologer. So if any of you know a lot about astrology and I get it wrong, just know that it's the framework that I get the information, and so I'm trying to make it make sense. But my understanding is that Scorpio often brings up kind of the hidden parts of ourselves, or the things that we're not seeing. And it feels very much to me like it's stuff that's really deep. It's not surface level stuff. So if anyone else is experiencing this reoccurrence of a repeating pattern right now and it's feeling pretty intense, I want you to keep in mind that you're not failing. You're not failing. And I had this really shifting experience in myself, in my awareness, and my communication with spirit this morning, where they were saying, remember that the repeating pattern is coming up again for you to learn something that is ready to be let go of. And I know we talk about this, and I know people say this as spiritual teachers and whatnot, that, you keep I'm sure I've said this to many of you a lot of times. The pattern keeps coming up so that you have the opportunity to address whatever needs to be addressed and let go of that belief. And yet what happens to us is that we see it come up and we immediately go into this place of self-criticism, of self-judgment, and we think, I failed. Why can't I get rid of this? I thought I worked on this. Why is it showing up again? And so all we do is kind of entrench ourselves back into that story. And all that does is often many people are looking for kind of an escape. How do I get myself out of this situation as quickly as possible? Because I know the pain and the suffering where this has led me before. If you can allow the experience to come up and say, oh, this is only showing up so that I can have a different experience, so that I can create a new experience from this, write a new ending from this, and then allow yourself to be guided, not from your headspace, because that's what fucks you up, right? We get into, that's where our mental pattern of this is the end result. I know this place and this is where I'm going to end up going. That's all mental. Your heart is your connection to spirit, is connection to your soul, your higher self. That's where you allow yourself to feel your way out of it. And it's so against the way that we have been taught and conditioned and trained. because we're taught to think linear, be practical, be pragmatic. A begets B, which is not true. Quantum physics has shown that. A, B, and C all exist at the same time. It's not a linear transition. That's a whole nother video. Anyway, if you allow yourself to look at that repeating pattern that might be coming up, and maybe that repeating pattern is just the story that you're telling yourself right now, and ask yourself, how do I make this different? How do I acknowledge that this wants to be let go of? How do I have a new experience from this position which looks all too familiar? So this is a very long way to say, if you're experiencing some old insecurities, some old patterns, old beliefs, old criticisms, old stories that you've been telling yourself, and it feels really intense and really acute right now, it's probably this full moon energy, but it's only here to serve you, and you can create something different. You do not have to repeat the pattern. So don't beat yourself up, because that will surely get you repeating it. I hope this helps. I hope you have a great rest of your weekend.